Lagos.
Exactly. We have the president of NFAP and the emergency safety provider in person of Okpeyemi Taiwo. Good morning, sir, and welcome to Galaxy today. Compliment of the season.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here, sir. Okay, we're looking at handling emergencies at home. I mean, it's Yuletide and a whole lot could happen in the home, saying that some parts of Lagos, some parts of Nigeria is already dusted because of Harmattan, and some is quite, it looks like it's sunny, and it looks like it's more stuffy now. Okay, now, looking at the home front now and trying to see that we are safe, probably because looking at the weather and the environs, what are the tips you give us? What are those things we have to watch out for, and what are we expected to do to see that we stay safe at home?
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me start with safety.
Okay.
When you talk about safety, we are talking about a man-made approach to avoid accident being happened, either at home, on the road, at work, anywhere, just for you to be safe, for you to avoid accidents, for you to avoid being trapped in anything. So one thing that we need to know now is to understand that safety is everybody's business. Everybody's business. The parent at home, the children at home, the drivers on the road, even at work, even when we are in the studio, we need to think safety. That's why we say safety first.
Okay.
All right, safety first, but let's talk about this period specifically. And you find that we've witnessed several fires, not just in Lagos alone, but specifically in Delta State. Just last week they had 2 incidences of fire outbreak. And of course, I just heard about Anambra at a market not too long ago. That was over the weekend or so at Onitsha. You know, so what is it about the season that makes fire outbreaks prevalent?
You see, one thing about the season is this. At this period, the children that have left for school in the boarding houses, they are back at home.
Okay.
And this period, the parents may not be at home. The father leaves home around 6 o'clock in the morning. The mom also leaves home around 6 o'clock in the morning. They come back around 10 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
The children will be the only one that will be at home.
Okay.
And these children are the people that are vulnerable to all these emergencies. When you look at it, children can go around and begin to play with fire, play with this. Most of them are not even being trained in a way of, you know, setting up the gas cooker. They're not being trained in even using the kerosene stove. They're not being trained, you know, putting on the generator when the light is off. But, you know, when the parents are not at home and they're watching a movie and they want to go and, you know, try and
what they've watched.
they will go to the generator and begin to pull, and some of them may not even know. It could be late in the evening. And they may not even know that, oh, you don't go to your generator set with a lantern or a candle light or even your phone.
Yeah.
So these are what we need to let them know.
Let's still talking about, sorry I had to just butt in. Let's talk about that aspect now. Starting on the generator with a phone, because not too long ago, a colleague of ours, so in another station, actually got all burnt up. Just the same incident of trying to start the generator with a phone. A whole lot of people don't really know this. Can you emphasize on that a bit?
Yeah, you see, when there are 2 things about the generator.
Yes.
Now, when the generator set is on, and you discover that the fuel is a little bit going down, you know, you will get a sign. It will be jacking.
Yeah.
You need to pull off, put it off before you add up, before you fill the tank again. Because in the process of you pouring the petrol into the generator, the silencer there is hot already. And if there is a drop of fuel, petrol on that silencer, it will blow up, there will be fire. The person that is trying to pull the fuel will be the first casualty. And it could take away the whole house. And again, with the phone too. If you're trying to say, oh, I want to pour fuel into my generator, and you are with a phone, maybe in the evening, and if the phone should ring or vibrate, there's a problem.
Oh, really? So the radiation actually...
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. If it vibrates, you are in trouble. It will explode.
Okay, still talking about phone too. I think at the time there were awareness about people not using phones at the filling station, and it looks like a whole lot of people are not aware of that anymore. We also know that these can also spark up fire. So can you please
Now, when we get to the filling station, the best thing for us to do is, number one, switch off your ignition. Now, you don't receive or make call at the filling station. It's dangerous. It's very, very dangerous.
What if your phone rings?
You cut it off, because your life is very important.
No, what I mean is, even if the phone rings, is there a tendency for it to cause a havoc?
No, if it rings and you did not pick, then you have not connected.
Okay.
That is it. It could ring. If you did not pick, you have not connected. And you just cut it off. Or you get out from the car, you go to a safe place, and you will see if the call is so important. So important.
Okay, all right. I don't know if we can take that report right now. But then again, just to remind you that the program is very interactive. You can be a part of this discussion. You can send us an SMS on the numbers now scrolling on your screen, or interact with us via our various social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, on Instagram, using the hashtag Galaxy Today. So just send your messages. If you have a question, would actually answer that on the show. We'll take this report on emergency management. When we come back, we'll try and join our studios in Ibadan. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. It's still Galaxy Today, and we still have Opemi Taiwo, President of the National Association of First Aid Providers, with us here in Lagos. But we are moving now to Ibadan for a bit, to come back to Lagos in a moment. We have joining us the Director of Fire Service or your state, Adewi Olushola. Many thanks for joining us on Galaxy Today. I want us to bring this into perspective, the rate of fire outbreaks specifically in the Yuletide season. Why is it always prevalent? One, and secondly, a whole lot of people have actually complained about responses in times of emergencies. Can you address that? All right, is Ibadan ready for us?
Actually, our responses in Oyo State is very superb. And I just want to let Nigerians know that this Yuletide season, we have to be very careful, most especially our children playing with explosives. You know, children playing with explosives nowadays need to be cautioned, and we need to try as much as possible to educate them on the danger involved in playing with explosives. In Ibadan here, we have series of fire incidences, but by and large, I must confess to you now that the statistics has drastically reduced due to incessant series of educative programs embarked upon by Oyo State Fire Service. So I believe with the emergency of Harmattan and dry season now, we will still intensify our effort in making sure that a fire outbreak is drastically reduced in Oyo State. And I'm also appealing that Nigerians watching me this morning should take proactive steps. We should embark on proactive steps rather than reactive. We depend solely on reactive, but it is proactive that can save our lives and property. So I believe going through proactive measures will be an added advantage to us rather than reactive. Thank you.
For that, but then still looking at what you said about taking proactive steps, I'd like you to clear that to us. When you say proactive steps, what kind of steps do you expect that we take?
Part of steps to be taken on the proactive steps are: one, educating our children at home on the danger involved in indiscriminate playing with matches. We should try to guard against that. Secondly, we observed that in our residential homes, the statistics revealed that majority of fire incidences that used to occur are through misuse of electrical appliances, like plugging electrical appliances and failed to deplug them or remove it when leaving home. This has created a lot of losses, most especially with our own statistical analysis here of what normally causes fire outbreak in our individual homes. We discovered that part of it is overuse of electrical gadgets, that is, outdated electrical appliances. You will see that according to the high EE regulation, we have standards for the usage of our electrical cables. When you use conduit wiring, the standard years for usage is 10 years. And when you use open surface wiring, the standard year for the usage is 15 years. But majority of us doesn't align ourselves with this regulation. See some houses that has been built 50 years ago and still using the same electrical cable. And these cables fade off day by day. So these are some of the things I believe we need to work upon. And as I'm talking now, I believe listeners at home will try as much as possible to align themselves with what I said. This is part of it, and as time goes on, we still go ahead to talk more about the ways and means of reducing fire outbreak within our environment. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Olushola, we'll still get back to you. Just hang on. Let's just speak with our guest here in Lagos for a bit. We'll come to you to talk more on what we need to do in case of fire incidences. All right, now, Kwemi, let's still talk about this. Now, I know you're also a first aid provider, and sometimes even we might have taken the right steps and we are careful, but sometimes we just go overboard and these fire outbreaks occur. What is the first thing to do just in case of such emergencies, specifically the issue of generators?
Yeah, before I move to that line, there is something I want to also say.
Go ahead.
I want to give our listeners at home, our viewers at home, this tip. You don't use insecticide in your kitchen.
Oh, you don't?
Yes.
Oh, I just learned because I do that
even when
once in a while.
there is
If
no
you
fire
see
on
cockroach,
Yeah.
you see mosquito,
Yeah.
you see it, you don't go and take your insecticide and start, no.
So what do you do?
If you have gas cooker,
Wow.
insecticide is an explosive material.
Okay, but what if the gas isn't on at that time? You're not.
No,
You still don't use it.
no. There's no way. If you get to the filling station, try, sit down, look through your mirror when the attendant is attending to you. You will see some, rays of,
Yeah.
Gas.
coming out. The same thing at home. There's no way you will lock it up. There should be a way of escape. And if you just mistakenly, that means you're going to blow up your house.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So
because
what would you advise?
the gas
Yes.
and the insecticide is more of petrol.
Okay.
You see, it will just explode.
So in case you have maybe some rodents and maybe insects in your
Go
in
and
your
take your
kitchen.
broom and do that. Even I do tell people, part of safety is now this period, bring out everything in your kitchen, sweep everywhere, and clean up everywhere. And if you're going to put insecticide, make sure you take away your gas cooker and everything.
Okay, I was
and you
coming
do
there.
that.
What if your gas was outside? You have your gas outside your house and not in the kitchen.
In most cases, the gas cooker we use in Nigeria today are not the one we are supposed to be using. Those ones you see, the little one you see, you get that people sell and buy, they are not for residential, they're not for home, they're for camp.
This is
Gas
news.
cookers should be used, such gas cookers should be used outside the home. They're not supposed to be
So
placed in the kitchen.
invariably, what you're saying right now is that it is not right to keep your gas cylinders inside your kitchen.
It's not even right to have it in your kitchen. It should be outside. But there are some cylinders, built together with a burner.
Burner on it, yeah.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to use that in your kitchen. It is for camp. When you go for camp, you go for this. Outside the home, you use that.
Okay.
Okay, but I just want to clear something. What if you have your cylinder outside the kitchen? It's just the cooker, the burner now you have in the kitchen. Can you still use your insecticide? Okay.
No.
No.
Because
of the hose?
yes, the hose will bring the gas into the kitchen.
Okay.
And, you know, there's no way that you will see a little escape of gases, you know, gas coming out. Now, what happens is this. When there is fire, let's go there now. Let's go to safety of life.
Okay.
When there is fire, there are different forms of fire.
Okay.
I think the fireman from Ibadan will be able to even explain that.
Yeah.
There are some you don't use water. There are some you need to use chemical. There are some you use, you know, even the fire extinguisher you see, they have different colors and they have different uses, different functions. But when you are home, we've been saying this, and the last program we had, we also educated Nigerians on the need for them. When you buy your fires, try as much as possible to practice. Practice. You can look for just, we call it fake fire.
Okay.
Set a little fire outside and take the fire and try it.
Okay.
Know if what you are carrying is even genuine.
Yes.
So that when fire outbreak occur, it will work for you.
Okay.
You get out, because if you don't try that, what if you are keeping an empty cylinder
Yeah.
at home and you ordering fire, you go there, you carry it and nothing is coming out. You need to practice. We call it fire drill. You practice. You know, okay, this and this. Now, it is very important for every home to have a fire extinguisher.
Regardless the color.
Yeah,
Any
you must
type.
have the one for home safety.
Okay.
Now, and apart from that, you must have water in your house.
Okay.
You must have water in your house. And if possible, you can get a blanket. Blanket. You can also use it to also fight fire.
Okay. And the blanket won't get burnt in the process.
Now, if you get a blanket and there is fire, maybe your stove fire or a small fire, you can still soak the blanket in water and use it to cover it. It will now do what? Disallow oxygen from coming in. And if there's no oxygen, the fire will not burn.
Ignite. Okay.
I see.
You can control fire that way. Another thing you do is this. When there is fire, the first thing you do, go and switch off your light. You can go there, remove the junction box.
Okay.
Remove it totally, disconnect. With that, you have stopped the fire. So if the little one that is there, you now start fighting. But when you call the fire service and you are waiting the fire service to come, it could take them some time before they get to your place. You know, our road in Nigeria today, and the traffic again, and the distance again. You know, we say begging the federal government, the state government to please have the fire service stations very close to all the estates, industrial, you know, centers and all those things. So that when there is fire, they can get there on time.
Okay.
But one thing is this, I want to say this, which is very important. Because there was a time like that, there was a fire outbreak at Wemabod Estate in Lagos.
Yes.
They called on the fire service. They came on time. But when they got there, the information was not complete. The information was not really clear to them. So when they said Wemabod Estate, they thought it was a residential estate.
Okay.
They did not know it was an industrial estate in Lagos. So when they got there, they now discovered that it was a chemical fire. It was a plastic industry
Wow.
that was burning. So they could not use water because they brought their tanker there to stop the fire. But when they got there, no, this is not the kind of instrument that we're going to use to stop this kind of fire. So let's go back to our station very quickly and come back, and the people around there, you know, they attack them. They begin to beat them up. They destroy the vehicle. They thought they were running away. So information also matter. Is the key. So when you are calling the fire service, there is fire in your house. Number one, you must know how to also reduce the level of fire before the fire service can come.
Okay.
You must know those things you must remove. There are some things that are, you know, when you leave them, your furniture and everything, you are, no. There are ways you can do it. That takes me away from there. In those days, even it's still happening now in the farm. When you set your farm on fire, you're trying to burn
Bush burning,
the bush burning everything. Now, there's a way they do it. They want to make a mark so that when the fire gets to a particular level, it will not go to Mr. A is having a bush burning, and Mr. B farm is the other side. You have to prevent your fire from getting to Mr. B's farm. There's a way to go about this. There's a way to go about this. Sometimes you see them, before they set the bush on fire, they go and look for plenty of water. They will put it on the boundary. So when the fire gets to the boundary, the water there will stop the fire.
Okay.
So that's the way it is. Now, children should not play with matches. It is dangerous. They should not play with matches.
And lighters as well.
Lighters, they should not play with lighters.
Fireworks.
You get out. Even these fireworks, it is not good. Because somebody might have a generator set somewhere and trying to, pour petrol, and you now, set your firework and hit that particular person at that particular point. There will be fire. It's dangerous. And don't light candle and put on your table. Dangerous.
Or anything
Should always
on
be
the
put
wood
on
stand.
Yeah. There's a candle stand. You can put your candle, but not directly on a wooden table.
But most people actually make makeshift candle stand. You see some people put it in plates. I've seen that. Some people put it in metallic object, but those safe.
Those ones are still better.
Okay.
Better than you placing your candle on the
table.
wooden table. It's dangerous. Or on your carpet. When you have a rubber carpet. No, it's not good. And again, this period, not only fire do occur at home. Now, you must make sure that you clean up your kitchen floor, the tiles, your toilet, your bathroom. You clean up all the time, at least 2 times in a week.